Music 101 with your host, Alexxis Steele. Sponsored by Steel Notes Magazine. You can find them at the web, folks, at www.steelnotesmagazine.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Music 101 with Alexxis Steele. I have the great pleasure of presenting to you today the fantastic Howard Jones. How are you, Howard?
Yeah, I'm really great. Thanks, Alexxis. How are you today? You good?
I'm good. Yes. Very excited to be talking with you today.
Great,
So
thank you.
what I want to do is for our audience, give a little brief synopsis of your career since you first came on the scene. Well, actually, I want to back up a little bit. I mean, originally you are from Southampton, England, correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's funny. Actually, I lived in Southampton too. I guess there's a Southampton everywhere in the world.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so you started playing piano when you were pretty young lad, like at 7.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I started having lessons at 7. Yeah, that's right.
So was that something like was your family involved in music, or was that just something that you decided on your own?
My parents both Welsh. They both spoke the Welsh language as well, and so it's a tradition in Wales to sing and learn poetry and perform, for relatives and friends at your home. So really, it was just part of our lives, to have music. So that's really where it comes from.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, very good.
Mm.
Okay, so when you were younger, okay, so you started playing piano when you were 7, and then you transferred everything into synthesizer. So when was that? When did that come about?
Well, I had piano lessons, all through my sort of teenage years and everything. But started playing in bands when I was at school, really. I lived in Canada for a while, and
Really? Okay.
yeah, and I used to play piano in one of the little rooms at lunchtime, and people used to gather around and listen. And then I got asked to join a band, but I was still doing all my classical lessons as well. So I ended up going to music college, and did that for like 2.5 years. Realized that I really didn't want to be a classical musician. It was great to learn, get the chops and everything, but I wanted to get on my own music. So I moved back in with my parents, got a job in a factory, and started coming up with this idea for a one-man electronic band. That's when the synthesizers really kicked in, because that's the age. Well, I could only then start to afford them, if you know what I mean, because
Right.
synthesizers were just an elite thing that you had to be, severely financed to be able to buy. But I was emerging at that time when you could go down your local, music store and actually buy a drum machine and buy a synth. So I was just about able to afford it because I was working in the factory and, funding it that way.
Okay, yeah. So then what year was that you got your first synth?
I think it would be probably 1980.
Okay, so this is when the whole like new wave and pop scene was emerging, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the MTV and everything coming out.
Yeah.
So you basically burst on the contemporary scene in 1983, and the first song you released was New Song.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was also used in Breaking Bad, right? An episode of Breaking Bad.
Yes, that's right. It was one of my favorite TV series of all time. I was so thrilled to have a song in there. It's really was really a big deal for me.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's great. I have to go back and find that where it was used at, which episode.
Yeah. It's when Jesse Pinkman was in a little cafe, and he was wondering what the next step of his life would be, and so the song comes on the jukebox, and it says, "Don't crack up, bend your brain, see both sides, throw off your mental chains." And the song was chosen for the lyric content.
Okay.
So I'm really, really pleased about that. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Okay, so then some of the songs, your first and second album, the first one was Humans Live,
Yeah.
and then also Dream in Action. So that brought some songs like that's where Things Can Only Get Better came into play.
Yeah, that's right. That was on the second album, you know, Dream into Action. That the first album did pretty well in the States, and I think a new song on What Is Love got into like top 30. But then with Dream into Action, it suddenly exploded, and you know, Things Can Only Get Better was, you know, top 5, and
Well, that was #1 in the US.
yeah.
No One Is to Blame. So that's great.
Yeah, that's right. And No One Is to Blame did, you know, was a really big song. So yeah, so it was really that second album that really exploded for me in the States, and Humans Live sort of prepared the groundwork, really. Yeah.
Exactly. So what we're going to do right now is take a listen to No One Is to Blame, #1 song for Howard in the US, and we'll be right back on Music 101.
But you just can't eat. You can feel the cushions, but you can't have a seat. You can dip your foot in the pool, but you can't have a swim. You can feel the punishment, but you can't commit the sin. And you want her, and she wants you. We want everyone, and you want her, and she wants you. No one, no one ever is to blame. You can build a mansion, but you just can't live in. You're the fastest runner, but you're not allowed to win. Some bigger rules and lose account for cost. The insecurity is the thing that won't get lost. And you want her, and she wants you. We want everyone, and you want her, and she wants you. No one, no one, no one ever is to blame. You can see the summit, but you can't reach it. It's the last piece of the puzzle, but you just can't make it fit. Doctor says you're cured, but you still feel the pain. Aspirations in the clouds, but your hopes go down the drain. And you want her, and she wants you. We want everyone, and you want her, and she wants you. No one, no one, no one ever
Magazine is your source for what's happening on the local, national, and international scene, with news, reviews, and interviews. Get more notes per measure at Steele Notes Magazine.
Okay, we're back on Music One. I'm speaking with Howard Jones. I'm Howard. Now, going back to Things Can Only Get Better. You revisited that, didn't you? And did another like more dance version?
Yes, yeah, a really fantastic DJ called Cedric Gervais really liked the song, and I wanted to do you know, a sort of contemporary dance version. I mean, lots of people have wanted to do that with my songs, and there's very few people that can do, you know, have done a really good job, and Cedric really did, and I really loved the version, and that's why you know, I let it go out. There's been loads of people who've tried, but I've just not liked what they've done. But Cedric's version is fantastic, and still people just love it on the streaming services as well, you know.
Okay, great. Yes, definitely. So now that is also streaming. Was that on any CD or was that just
Yeah, no, no, it hasn't actually been released until I think we're just about to do a new best of collection, and it's going to be on CD and vinyl for the first time. So yeah, so it's had to wait a bit before it could have a physical life.
right? Yeah. Okay, very good. So now, still in the 80s. The 80s was just a huge time, you know, for music. The no other time in music was the same as it was back in the 80s. With your music, you know, the whole new wave scene of pop was like unlike any other time in history. I think it gave the best music.
Well,
So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was such an interesting time because there were so many different styles and genres of music existing at the same time, and you know, like from reggae to indie rock to synthesized stuff and you know, soul-based stuff. I mean, it was really a rich um period of pop history, you know, and I think that's why it's sort of um still, you know, people are still playing those records now because I mean every you know, there was music was maybe sort of a bigger part of people's lives during the 80s than it is now,
yeah.
and uh, and it was a rich golden you know, era of pop music, I think so, and I was obviously really pleased to be part of that.
Oh, absolutely. So, you had several performances over the years of major things that were happening. Like, for instance, you performed at the Grammys um, with several other artists, and you flew in the middle of a tour to play an acoustic version of Hide and Seek at the Wembley Stadium during Live Aid, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes, that's right. We were actually on tour on the west coast of the USA with my sort of big full band. And I had to cancel a few shows to fly back. And I couldn't take the whole band, so I decided the best thing for me to do was to do, you know, a piano version of Hide and Seek, which is probably my favorite song that I've written, and make it a very personal thing, you know, a song about hope, which was what that whole day was about, you know. So
Exactly.
yeah, it was really amazing. You know, 2 billion people I think were watching on TV, so there, you know, no pressure or anything.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, you know, you have done others as well. Like you performed at the Hurricane Irene benefit, Madison Square Garden in New York City, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we well, actually I think it was at Yankee Stadium we did that Hurricane Irene thing, and you know, U2 and the Police were on that day, and my song No One Is to Blame, which we mentioned earlier, was just really sort of doing very well in the charts at the time. So I did that song, and the whole audience was singing it there. It was just brilliant. It was fantastic.
Oh my God. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Um, Now we're getting a little bit beyond the 80s here. I saw that in 2001 you were part of Ringo Starr's All-Star group.
Yeah, yes, that's right. I mean, I felt very honored to be asked by a Beatle to join their band, you know. It was a great honor for me, and I wouldn't really join anyone else's band if you know, I got
Right.
plenty of stuff to do. But for Ringo, you know, the only answer was yes. And it was so interesting because I got invited to go and see him last week at the Greek Theatre, and he invited me up on stage to sing the last couple of songs with
Oh,
you know,
nice.
the current All Stars band. So that was really great. I've got some great pictures and memories of that.
That one, Steve Lukather
That's
from
right.
Toto plays guitar.
That's right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Colin Hay and um, yeah, it's just a fantastic lineup. And I really enjoyed you know, watching it from the audience and then joining them on stage. It was great.
Okay. Well, fast forward closer now to our time here. Um, you have done something. You did a song called "Hope in My Heart"
Mhm.
with children performing that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, I've been involved in this project called Voices Around the World with my friend Laurie Lowen, and the idea was that you know, we could sort of unite the world through a song and invite schools like literally you know, around the world, from Africa, the you know, Middle East, Europe, um, and for them to sort of do their own version of the song and record it, and then we take it back and do a mix of you know, a compilation of all their singing. And it's been a wonderful project to be involved in. And this time we had two schools from Ukraine involved as well, you know, which was seems so poignant, you know, singing a song with this hope in my heart, you know, for them. And I think this one has been the, you know, the most successful one so far. And I think there's about 180 schools around the world that have been involved. And it's something that I really want to continue doing. And I like writing songs for younger kids to sing, you know, things that they can easily manage and they can have fun with. So that's what I've been doing. You know, I've probably been involved with that now for about 10 years. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. You have a very good heart. I can see by all the things that you do, you know, with the benefits and all these different things with the kids, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's nice to, well, it's nice to, you know, to contribute in that way. You know, especially, I mean, when we get the you know, the films and the videos back of the kids performing the songs and playing drums on them and dancing, you know, it's just it's a real thrill. Yeah.
I can imagine. Now, recently, you put out Dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yes. Yeah.
what is on Dialogue?
Yeah. Well, it's part of a series of 4 albums that I committed myself to doing because I thought, you know, it takes me a long time to make records. And so I said, I made a promise to the fans that I would make a series of 4 albums over the next, you know, 10 years. So it started with a record called Engage, and then there's an album called Transform. Dialogue is the third one. And then I've still got to write the fourth one. But it was a way of me making a commitment to actually making new music, because it just takes me forever to do it, and there's a huge effort goes in. But you know, I need incentive to do it.
So how
So,
long, you said it takes you a long time. So typically, how long does it take?
well, you know, it can take me easily like 6 months, you know, in the studio to do a new record. But I always think, you know, for me, I'm an artist. You know, I'm trying to develop my music the whole time. You know, get better at what I do with the singing, the playing, and everything. And so, making new records for the fans is a, you know, a real pleasure, and it keeps me moving forward. You know, so yeah, so I will keep doing that until I can't anymore. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Keep doing it. And We keep loving hearing new music from you.
Thank you.
So currently, you are on the bill at the Let It Go tour with Boy George and Culture Club in Berlin, and coming up here in the U.S., starting on July 13th in West Palm Beach, Florida. And you're also going to be in our area, basically, on July 30th. You're going to be playing the TD Pavilion at the Man in Philadelphia. So I would encourage any of our listeners who were in the area, in the tri-state area, to come out and see Howard at this show, because it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun night, actually. I did get offered quite a few tours, during the summer, and it's I didn't think that most of them were the right fit for me. But as soon as we heard that, George and Culture Club are going out, and Berlin as well, I thought this is the perfect.
Absolutely perfect mix. Yeah.
And yes, and the the fans are going to have such a great night. So I'm very excited about doing this tour, and I can't wait to get out there and do it.
That's great. So then after you wrap up with that, which is August 20th in Concord, California, then you're going to be off in other places too, right? Canada, Japan, and then off to the UK for your 40th anniversary.
Yes, yeah, that's right. It's once we start with the Culture Club tour, then it's really non-stop till the end of the year. So I'm gathering my energy up now to make sure I can deliver.
Oh my God. So as being not only playing piano and synthesizer, and you're also a vocalist. So let me ask you this. I always like to ask other vocalists, as I am one myself, how you prepare, okay, when you're on tour and doing a show. As far as warm up, do you go on total vocal silence, or how do you prepare for your shows?
Yeah, great. That's a great question. Well, there's two things that I've been doing. I've been in here in California for the last 8 weeks. So I've been going down the gym 5 days a week to make sure that I'm in good shape, and got loads of energy. And then I have an amazing vocal coach who lives in London, called James Windsor, who on a Monday and a Thursday we have like vocal warm-up sessions to prepare my voice to be in really good shape for the tour. And then I record some of the sessions, and then on the road, before I go on, I've got these amazing vocal exercises that I do to make sure my voice is like at hopefully peak condition when I go up there.
Do you do anything like do you use steam, or do you like honey lemon, or some kind of, like, I've even heard people saying that using like 1 or 2 tablespoons of olive oil, all different things,
Actually, my latest thing is no, I don't steam or anything, but I have a pot of Manuka honey, which it always feels really good on the throat before I go out. So yeah, do that. But I do my warm-up exercises as well. So it's all about preparation and keeping in good shape, really. That's the key to it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure that you're going to sound fantastic.
Well, thank you for your confidence.
And I'm hoping that we could possibly get out to that show in Philadelphia. So I would love to come out and see you. And
oh, fantastic. That'd be great.
Yeah, that will. Now, for any of the fans that would like to keep up with everything you have going on, I know you have a Facebook page, also that you run your own Twitter page.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the Twitter is the thing that I always do completely myself. So because I can handle that. I can handle the amount of
right, you can't do too much on there. So
no, I have other people who sort of help me with Facebook and Instagram, but Twitter is always me, and it's always me who does the likes when people reply.
That's
and
nice.
I like to keep that really, really personal, so people know.
That's good.
That's coming from me. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then you also have your own website as well, right? howardjones.com.
Yeah, that's right. That's where, get all the information about the tours and the dates and how to get tickets and stuff and
Right.
and
As
also,
well as merchandise too. They can, I guess, purchase your music and other merchandise.
yeah, that's right. But also they can find out, like, there's a whole section that's got all the lyrics of all the songs that people can have a look and read through. And
That's really neat because I never heard of anybody do that before.
yeah. I mean, it's very useful for me if I if I forget something, because there's so many songs now, I need to refresh. So I've always got a little library there on the website. I can go and relearn the lyrics.
Absolutely. Well, Howard, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to speak with me and let the fans have a little glimpse into what you've been doing and what's going to be happening. And
Great.
we hope to see you soon and looking forward to more music.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure talking with you, Alexxis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Howard, and have a great show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're not scared to lose it all. Security shut through the wall. Future dreams we have to realize. 1,000 skeptic hands won't keep us from the things we plan, unless we're clinging to the things we prize. And do you feel scared? But I won't stop and falter. And if we grow it all, things can only get better. Treating today as though it was the last, the final show. Get to 60 and feel no regrets. It may take a little time, a lonely path, an uphill climb. Success or failure will not alter it. And do you feel scared? But I won't stop and falter. And if we grow it all, things can only
Music 101 with your host, Alexxis Steele. Sponsored by Steel Notes Magazine. You can find them at the web, folks, at www.steelnotesmagazine.com.